So, wir sind jetzt hier bei Zenith. Ich laufe gegen die Tür, was schon mal gut ist. Und jetzt gehen wir gleich in die Werksabteilung, aber da dürfen wir dann leider nicht filmen. Das heißt, das machen wir dann alles natürlich mit versteckter Kamera. Und den Weg dahin nehmen wir euch noch mit.
So, good example here of what we do. Here we explain with pre-exploded views a little bit the generation of movements. This is 1969, the Primero. So we are entering into the Charles building, we call it, because here we want to display this timeline that is, let's say, the celebration that used to be used for the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the El Primero. So you have to imagine that for this gentleman, there was a shock when this has been decided. This is one of the examples of the benches you find at the time in these old farms, you know. You can see it be close to a window because it's shaped, you know, to be within the walls. And look at this drawing, these are original drawings on top of that. You've met Luc.
Huh? Luc is a cool guy, huh? He knows a lot about his computer. Yeah. But I don't think I or he knows how to draw this way. Huh?
Okay.
This we lost a little bit.
Yes.
We did a few months.
Yeah.
Can you imagine this level of... it's almost art.
He thinks he can do this.
Yeah, we have a few generations of... I myself also have learned it.
Yeah.
But to be able to reproduce again...
Two ways. CATIA, SolidWorks,
yeah.
And that one.
Yeah. I also had the chance.
Maybe that one is better. It's faster.
Sometimes.
Kommen wir zu einer wahren Geschichte, in der Charles Vermont eine ganz entscheidende Rolle spielte. Er war einer der ursprünglichen Uhrmacher, die vor 50 Jahren am legendären Zenith-Werk arbeiteten. 1975 war er entsetzt über die Entscheidung der neuen Geschäftsleitung, die Produktion der El Primero-Werke zugunsten von Quarzwerken einzustellen. Tief im Innern war er sich sicher, dass die Zeit der mechanischen Werke längst nicht vorüber war. Entgegen der Anweisung, all die Werkzeuge auf den Müll zu werfen, sicherte er in nächtlichen Aktionen und über Wochen hinweg alle nötigen Teile, um die El Primero-Werke herstellen zu können. Seine Frau vermutete bereits, er habe eine Affäre, weil er des Nachts von zu Hause fernblieb. Dabei versteckte er auf dem Dachboden alles Nötige an Werkzeugen und Plänen und mauerte diesen zu. Sein Herz hing an diesem Werk und der traditionellen Uhrmacherkunst. Ein Jahrzehnt später war er der Held, als man wieder mechanische Uhrwerke bauen wollte und es nur konnte, weil er die nötigen Elemente versteckt hatte. Andernfalls wäre es nicht möglich gewesen. Auf die Frage hin, ob er glücklich gewesen war, als man wieder die mechanischen Uhrwerke bauen wollte, sagte er im Interview mit Tränen in den Augen: Ja, sehr glücklich. Ein wirklich bewegender Moment. Charles Vermont starb 2009.
There. He came here, he drove here.
Ihr habt viel zu viele Spannzangen, ich könnte euch erleichtern.
This is where he had done the wall here.
Yeah.
Wow. And here, this is where he has hidden everything.
Ja, das hätte ich auch gemacht.
Wie lange bist du jeweils nicht?
Das sind die Stanzen für die entsprechenden Brücken und dergleichen, Markus. Brücken und dergleichen. Hat man früher nicht gefräst, die hat man so gestanzt.
Yeah. All these stamps you see are for other calibers that we can still get inspired from.
Ich sehe dann immer, was ich einstelle hier.
Some material that you see, let's say the blades of steel and everything, they're also from the 70s. Yeah? The steel is, you cannot use it anymore. You see this kind of colors.
Könnte ich mich nicht hier für ein paar Wochen mal einschließen?
You can, yeah. Come anytime.
Und da auch die ganzen Materialien.
Yeah. This is with too much copper and nickel and whatever, 1970s steel.
Bricks and you stamp it.
Yeah. This stamping techniques you will see is still used, plus we use progressive stamping now.
You're milling it, right?
It's electro erosion.
Ah, with the wire. You make your two wheels also with a wire.
Exactly.
2,000 millimeters.
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah, exactly. 2 mm. Yeah, 2 mm is the tolerance. Look at the old
Don't show me that one. I will very.
This is what I do.
Okay.
So you have to.
I can stand
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
I stand him. I stand him. Understand him.
You. At the time, you know, some financial guys coming saying, okay, get rid of this.
We have no feeling for that one.
So afraid.
So I look in my car shop, in my workshop. It's not so many, but it looks like.
A bit like this, yeah.
Okay.
This is also a watch that we created this year. You know, last year when we came for the 50th anniversary to celebrate all that, we really dig a little bit. We have a huge patrimony heritage department now with a lady that is very strict with the conservation of every document, everything. And she went digging and she found a box with the old dials that were never been produced, actually. Some samples of dials with 3 colors of blue. And we sort of tried to dig a little bit what was this things we found, and apparently it was some projects that the guys had to do some different blues within the counters, but a blue was so hard to master at the time. It still is one of the colors that is more difficult to make as dye. That actually they never did it, but we know that they wanted to do it because we have found some dials, and this is why, as a tribute, we actually produced this watch this year. So this is pretty cool story. You come and dig things, and then you find ideas from the past, and you put it back into the
hidden treasures chest.
Exactly.
Something
exactly.
Like that.
So this is why.
You know what I was going to do? This will look so cool as a picture.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. But
So we enter in a world that has been completely developed and created for the MANUFAKTUR-TOUR. And here it's called the world of star and world of precision. The goal is to show the visitors how, let's say, far our know-how with precision goes. First of all, we show this first movement called Zenith. This is why the brand itself has been called Zenith. This is a movement that has won at the World Exhibition in 1900 in Paris a prize, a grand prize, because you can see that it's 3-hand movement, you know, and then a chronograph. But it's on the same base, a modularity that you can create. At the time, this was the beginning of industrialization. It was completely new. We are here in the prototype department. So you see the machines here are very dedicated to to produce prototypes or small quantities of high-end products, but also to produce the tools. You were asking how we make the stamps. The technique is we use a wire to cut. We can cut plates like this. You have, imagine 50 of plates like this, and you have the wire that cuts very, very precisely the wheels. Two advantages. First, you reduce the amount of material, because if you have a tool, you need to move the tool around, so from one to another you have a lot of space. And the main advantage is that you don't create any heat, because it's damped into water and the wire is cutting only where this is damp, so no creation of, let's say, warmth. All this part here can be produced with one machine. It's a 5-axe machine, and starting from a piece of wire like this, in 110 operation, you can produce the cardan of the exactly the 0G. And this thanks to this machine, and this machine is a certain investment because it's 800,000 Swiss francs. You have 68 tools available. It's the 5-axe. You have the 3 axes like so, and then you have axe of the tool and axe of the part that can move. So that's why you can do 3D kind of.
800,000?
Yes.
Without tools, huh?
Without the tools. This is the original building. 110 years. The windows at the back, put them back here as a recall. But the building itself is close to Minergie. We use the heat to again put back into the system. We recycle the water, the oil, so the whole building is close to Minergie. With the architecture that has 110 years. When you want to produce main plates, you have you cut a squarish plate here, a barquette we call it. You have 4 holes of positioning, and you use this flow. These machines, they don't use oil. They go very fast, 16,000 tours per minute. So it works in an area. When it's getting warm, it stops, it goes to another area, then further down the track, it comes back. This is why you reduce the time of making, of production. Plus, you don't clean as long because you don't have oil. Also, you reduce the time. These machines are there to produce more, faster. It's different to make. Very light, but very hard. Okay, it's 10 times lighter than brass, but 4 times harder. So the holes that welcome the joule, they are passed again with the electro-erosion.
You use titanium for movement?
Yes. Okay. We have a whole and Primero in titanium as well. Okay. Very light watch. Okay guys, this is the art of a manufacturer. If you want to call yourself manufacturer, you must have a department like this. This department is where you create the different tools to produce the parts. But it's also where you create the tools to assemble the parts, to even repair the parts. If you look at this tool here, this is a progressive stamping tool. It means that it's the same as this tool stamping, but instead of only stamping the part, it also bends and cuts angles. It's the new generation of stamping tools. So you have a component. And we say, okay, we need to industrialize this component. This is a jumper of the date. When you make it on a CNC machine, maybe
fall out and
it will cost 5 to 6 francs to make. Then when you industrialize it this way, then it costs 15 cents to make. Different material components you can produce from few tenths of a millimeter up to 1.2 millimeter.
Yes.
Example, assemble the clutch. For us watchmakers, a clutch is a clutch. I have a problem, I change. But as a manufacturer, a clutch is 10 different components. The wheel, the axe, the jewel. Okay, and it's a completely integrated module that it's made here by us. Okay.
Und wie viel Uhr war?
What time is it? Sorts of tools that allows them to put the correct amount, you know. Or if you go even further, we have cameras that does it by itself. So the oiling is done by a machine.